Hello, today for review I've got very interesting player. It is player named Alien Plus, made by company Shozy. Shozy is well known as manufacturer of a lot of interesting audio gear. Their IEMs Shozy Zero and different earbuds and also digital to analog converters, and among other products Shozy created very interesting portable player named Alien. Alien, it is a good, nice looking player with interesting metal shape, but it is a screenless player, it doesn't have a screen at all. So Shozy decided to make an upgraded, improved model with screen now, and they named this model Alien Plus, and here it is. Its price is $440, and this player offers really unique sound with a lot of interesting features. My player is from first batch, so it doesn't have any retail box, any manuals, accessories set and so on. It came in box from some Shozy IEM wrapped in bubble wrap, but Shozy told me that retail versions of this player will have some box. I don't know what it will be, and I don't know what will be in accessory set, but anyway, usually we throw away these boxes and we don't need anything besides USB cable. And luckily I have a lot of USB cables. I'd like to have probably a case for it, but even without case I think it's a very durable device. So as you can see, player is made of aluminum, it has interesting shapes, interesting bevels, so it's looking stylish and doesn't look like anything else. On this side there are 3 buttons, round shaped. Here is on-off button and micro SD slot. Player supports I think all micro SDs, I didn't check, but 64 GB is pretty okay. Here is a coaxial output and headphones output. Here is volume control, it is analog rotator. And on the bottom there is a micro USB slot for charging. On the front panel there is screen and 3 control buttons. My first attempt to turn this player on failed because this player it doesn't turn on without micro SD card inserted. It doesn't have built-in memory, so it's not much sense in turning it on without SD card, but with SD card inserted it's boot up. So as you can see, screen isn't super bright, it doesn't have super resolution, great color depth, but it's pretty enough to control the playback. So player has good fonts built in, so actually it's a pretty simple but reliable menu. When my player turned on, it started in Chinese, so if your player will be in Chinese too, you should select fourth item setup and then language is fifth item. You select English and it's done. So menu is pretty simple, controls are pretty simple too. So on the back, this is back button, it used to go back from folder view by menu and so on. This button, upper button, it is a page down button. You press it and the player scrolls one screen in big lists. And this is the most interesting thing, it is a reset button. You press it, player instantly resets and turns off. But actually you should turn it on and off using this button. So now playing, it is returned to currently playing screen playlist. It is tracks that is quiet for playing. Folder view, it's folder browser. There is limitation on the directory length and file name length, so you should keep it as short as possible. Also, player isn't really good in understanding some European languages with diacritics. It supports Cyrillic, it shows some diacritic letters with diacritic symbols, but not all. Actually, it's because firmware size is pretty limited, so Shozy have to sacrifice something in order to achieve the best sound. In setup there is random play, repeat, backlight time you can select, screen brightness, it is maximum brightness actually. Screen remains visible in bright sun, but just a little bit. Language selection, total reset of player, library rescan, and digital volume. It is very useful feature. You can select digital volume. It works like a kind of gain switch. Because player is really powerful. I will cover this a bit later when I'll talk about sound. So to summarize, it is very stylish player. I really like it. It's slim, so it fits into pockets nicely. It has interesting shape, it's solidly built, absolutely without any issues, nothing is squeaking, nothing is wiggling. It feels like solid device. There are some misperfections in firmware, but actually this firmware is pretty enough to select some folder with music and start playback. Player is pretty reliable, there is almost no hangs, no hiccups and so on. Battery lifetime isn't big. In my test I've got about 5 hours and 50 minutes using Mi Audio P1 as a load, and I think it's because inside used very powerful amplifier. I'm not sure, but I think it's working in class A because it explains the sound. And charging took about, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours, and because there is no exact indication that the player is fully charged, so I charged for 3-4 hours and it's enough. So it's a bit not comfortable, but anyway I think it's also okay because the main thing in player it is sound. And about the sound, I don't know what is output power of this tiny device because there is no exact figures and numbers, but anyway it drives almost any full-sized headphones that I've connected to it, and it drives it without any issues actually. I'm always using this digital volume regulator to cut volume at least by 40%. Because in other way it's almost impossible to use it with IEMs. It's too loud and too powerful. I'm not sure actually does it have a lot of output power, but I think it produces good current and good voltage. Inside there is used plus minus 12 volts rails, so amplifier is really powerful, as I've said before. It drives almost without any issues Hi-Fi Man HE1000 version 2. It drives pretty good Kennerton Odin, and of course it's working good with all IEMs that I can throw in. There is almost no background noise, just a little bit only in sensitive IEMs like in Campfire Audio Andromeda. Other IEMs remains almost silent. So, about the sound, it is very powerful, very engaging and very musical sounding. Bass goes very low and it strikes really hard. You can just feel the power of this amplifier, of this player. So it has good textures, it's not super fast, it's not super dry, but actually it has good slam, good body, it's pretty meaty, it strikes when it's necessary. So bass is close to perfection. Mids sound like some analog device. It's not digital, it's not super resolving, it's not super dry, but resolution is very good. There are a lot of emotions. This player actually extract all emotions that are present in recording and reproduce them with ease. Imaginary stage is really wide and deep, but it's not artificially extended stage like some other devices does. It's absolutely natural stage. Layer separation is superb, so you can hear all layers that is present in music. Treble is also nice. It has a bit recessed attacks, so it doesn't sound sharp, but they are pretty detailed and well defined. with some good balanced armatures or hybrid IEMs, it's a real pleasure to listen to some recordings like King Crimson, for example, where they present a lot of percussion and a lot of cymbals. They are really crystal clear and sound and positioned in three-dimensional sound on three-dimensional sound stage. Sorry, I really like this player, so I'm overexcited sometimes. So this all cymbals and bells and all other tiny metal things are located on three-dimensional stage, and you can really pinpoint them with good IEMs. So Shozy made really interesting device. It's not superb in terms of firmware, but actually Shozy is working on a firmware improvement. They promised to add USB digital to analog converter function, and actually they dedicated to make firmware sounding the best. They are cutting all features that could reduce sound quality. They are throwing these features away with ease, so they really targeted to create the best sounding player, and it is definitely one of these devices. So to summarize, if you're looking for good sound quality and you're okay with not perfect user experience and not very long battery time, and especially if you want to drive some power hungry IEMs or headphones, Shozy Alien Plus, it is really interesting option for you to consider. Thank you for attention.